Downtown Las Vegas, where the stars often shine, and tonight the leading team in the Western Conference in the United Soccer League pays their first visit to Cashman Field. It's all entertainment outside, the fans making their way in as Las Vegas Lights FC, off a 4-2 win in the Open Cup in midweek, return to USL play against the Monarchs of Salt Lake City. Hello, everybody, and welcome. George D. Metellus alongside Mike Watts with you. Second all-time meeting between these two teams, and that third one there for Real Monarchs, that third digit, came in that last meeting away to Zions Bank Stadium, a 0-0 draw. Yeah, 0-0 draw, and maybe that match provided a little bit of a blueprint on how to slow down or how to stop Real Monarchs from scoring. It was an impressive performance for Las Vegas, but can they duplicate it again in this matchup? That is going to be the key. We'll see if Vegas can put another 0 next to Real Monarchs. For the Monarchs, they blew out Swole Park a couple weeks ago. Kalen Ryden in the starting lineup. How about that? You talk about a defensive player who is the team leader with 4 goals this season. It just goes to show that Real Monarchs is spreading the goal scoring. That makes them a very, very dangerous team going forward in attack. Speaking of goal scoring, Samuel Choa has got to get going for Las Vegas. Maybe the Open Cup is what he needed. Yep, absolutely. 2 goals against Tucson in that second round encounter of the U.S. Open Cup. They brought him over from Tulsa Roughnecks. Last year, actually, he was at Sacramento Republic. He's a guy who is known as a good goal scorer in the USL, and for a team that's the 3rd worst in attack in terms of goal scorers in the Western Conference, they need his finishing. Isidro Sanchez told us this week if he finds just 1, maybe he can get his goal scoring going. Well, he found 2 last time out. Real Monarchs are the defending regular season champions in the USL, and they're right back on track for it. UNLV was a fine home last time out, but it's back to Cashman for Las Vegas. They find a win in league play.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks Saturday, June 2nd at 8 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Join us at Cashman Field or tune in for all the action on MyLV TV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
What is Zappos? Allow us to introduce ourselves. We're your one-stop shop for shoes, clothing, handbags, and a whole lot more. Simply put, Zappos is you, and we're here for you 24/7. Whether you need the latest and greatest in footwear or a new piece of luggage, we'll always ship it fast and free. Add to that free returns and a 1-year return policy, and you'll be set for a worry-free shopping adventure. So let us help deliver happiness to your front door. Shop on Zappos.com today.
UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dreams while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. The belt is a bonus. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of the UFC.
Sports teaches us character, to play by the rules, and the importance of having a good team behind you.
The same values we have at our firm.
That's why we're an official sponsor of the Golden Knights, the Lights, and the Rebels.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, turning houses into homes for 25 years. And Plaza Hotel and Casino, the official hotel of the Lights in downtown Las Vegas. And by Zappos. Visit Zappos.com/LVLightsFC. Dim the lights and enter Cashman Field. Las Vegas and the Monarchs of Salt Lake City taking the field in this USL closing match of Saturday night. George D. Metellus alongside Mike Watts with you as we take a look at the starting 11. It's brought to you by Zappos, presenting the Zappos Fan Tailgate starting at 5:30 p.m. before every match. To purchase your favorite Lights merchandise, visit Zappos.com/LVLightsFC.
And we look at the starting 11 for Real Monarchs. They made 5 changes from the side. That beat Fresno, but 3 in the back. That is going to be very important. When you make 3 changes in your back 4, how they come together and how they are able to stop Las Vegas, that is going to be essential for them. 3 changes in the back, that's going to be something to look out for.
And for the Lights, if Sammy Ochoa gets going, this lineup could end up being really dynamic with Thomas, 1 of 5. Overall changes from last week, but not a lot of changes from the Open Cup.
Right, it's actually the same starting 11 that beat Tucson to advance to the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup, and Ochoa had 2 goals in that encounter. So the manager, Isidro Sanchez, says, all right, you guys played well against Tucson in the Open Cup. We'll give you another chance to go up against the best team in USL.
Isidro Sanchez in for El Chalice one more time. The technical director unavailable. He was interesting this week. He said when players made mistakes or made plays, they'd look for Chalice to give them a nod or not. Well, under Isidro, it's been a little bit different. The coach of the month in March has done a good job steering this team through the Open Cup and into the weekend clincher on Saturday night.
And for an expansion team to be in a situation where they are well off the bottom of the table and still lurking in that 8th, 7th spot in terms of the playoffs, it's a job well done by Chalice and Isidro Sanchez. So if they can get 3 points against Real Monarchs, that would be huge, and that would certainly make them a serious contender, a team to look out for in the Western Conference playoffs.
Mark Briggs did something so special last year. He took over for Mike Pecky less than a month into the MLS season. Pecky going to Real Salt Lake, surprisingly, and then piloting them to the regular season championship in USL. Here we go. We're underway from Cashman Field. The Lights are back home, and they take on Salt Lake City, the leaders of the Western Conference.
Now, how will Las Vegas deal with that onslaught and early pressure of Real Monarchs? That is going to be something to watch out for here in these first 5 to 10 minutes.
Let's take a look at your Findlay Toyota keys to the game. Findlay Toyota is an official partner of Las Vegas Lights FC.
And we look at the keys to the game for Las Vegas. It's going to be what they can do in attack. Remember, 8 games so far, 9 goals. They've put up 4 against Tucson in the U.S. Open Cup. If they can be consistent and make those right connection of passes in the attack, they could really make life miserable for Real Monarchs. On the other hand, I should say, for Real Monarchs, remember 3 changes in the back. So how do they communicate? How do they organize defensively? That could be a key for Real Monarchs to pick up 3 points, or at least come out of here Vegas with 1.
Ochoa really battling for this with David Horst. He's on loan from Real Salt Lake. Chang involved and now blasted the other way with Huiki giving chase. And Ricardo Ferrino, the poster boy for the franchise, coming up near the halfway line to knock it the other direction. You know, married men, sometimes they go out and get the hair cut a little bit. Ferrino looking good.
Oh, it's a married man thing?
Yeah,
oh,
well,
okay.
just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations to him.
Right before these teams played, he went and played Friday night, then flew to Mexico, got married, and then on Monday went and shut out Real Monarchs.
And then got a haircut.
Yeah.
Okay, so did his wife approve of him getting a haircut, give him permission?
These are questions that are so far outside my purview.
I'm single, so that's why I asked. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Looking fly, George.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. I got a good barber, too.
Velasquez finding his way through. Velasquez puts it in. Silencing Cashman right at the outset. All fun and games for Velasquez.
All fun and games for Real Monarchs. Just 2 minutes in, a huge goal here. A mistake in the back. Oh, this is a mistake by Marco Cesar Jaime. He was being pressured a little bit, I believe by Josh Hurd. And how about the strength of Velasquez to shake off Iki and then beat Ferrino in goal? That's what pressure, especially when you press that back line a little bit. We know that defenders are not the best with the ball at their feet. You give them a little bit of pressure, turns into a quick goal.
Well, watch out. This is a Salt Lake City team that can get a lead and then turn it on as fast as anybody in USL. Ricky Lopez-Espin gives chase.
Real Monarchs, now that they have that goal, they look for them to continue to press, be aggressive. This is not a team under Mark Briggs that is going to sit back. They'll be a little more patient, maybe a slightly more conservative, maybe 5% more conservative, but that doesn't mean they're going to be sitting back waiting. They're going to be aggressive when they get possession, push forward, and try to take advantage of another mistake in the back by Las Vegas.
No team better on set pieces. Not even necessarily on execution so much as the thought of it. Then Las Vegas Lights. Alvarez steps away. It'll be Marcelo Alatorre. Alatorre steered out of play in the end by Horst. And a corner coming. It was Huiki at the back post, and Alatorre's ball wasn't quite on the money.
Well, this is the perfect opportunity for Vegas to get a quick equalizer here. You go down early on the road, you want to pull one back, get the crowd back into the match. Set pieces could be the key.
Alvarez and Alatorre talk this over.
Looks like it might be going near post here.
Huiki is that target man.
Or they might play it short to Alvarez.
Alatorre, you're right, near post. Had the right idea. Miguel Garduño is it coming over along with Huiki.
The problem there with Garduño is he gets in the air, he wins the header, but his back is toward the goal. You can't flick on a header that close to goal, near post, with your back toward goal. He's got to position himself better and get that header on the frame. His back is toward goal. That might work when you're playing the ball on the ground at the top of the penalty area, but on a set piece near post, that's basically a defensive header that happened there for Garduño.
Lopez-Espin quite hang on. Alvarez knocking it ahead. Ochoa. Away by Pay.
Yeah, Pay and Horst, they will have their boots full. You can't use your hands in soccer, obviously, so they'll have their boots full when they match up with Ochoa. They're going to have to communicate very well, make sure that they know where he is, switch off if he goes into other spaces.
Garduño tried to get up there. Thomas goes flying to ground. Lopez-Espin trying to start it the other way. Advantage played for Real Monarchs. That man again, Velasquez.
And we're seeing Vegas have some of the possession here. They've been having most of the possession here. It's mostly been long balls. They really haven't been able to make that connection so far through that midfield with Torres and Kobayashi. Looking to link up with Carlos Alvarez as well. We talk about Ochoa, but it's Carlos Alvarez who is the team leader in goals and assists in USL play this season. So they've got to find a way to get him more involved in number 7.
Ochoa can score, that's obvious, and Alvarez from midfield can provide goals as well, but if Las Vegas can't find a consistent number 9, that's going to be a concern.
Yeah. Look, all the great teams in any league, regardless of what country or what division, you have a goal scorer who can get you 20 goals in regular season play, you're at least going to reach the playoffs and make a good run. So that's maybe the hardest person to find, a lethal goal scorer.
Lifted by Adams. Is it through for Lopez-Espin? Not quite.
That's a great through ball, though. And line skipping pass, if you will, right in the right space for Lopez-Espin. Before he could get that first touch onto it, he was cleared away. We're seeing that Real Monarchs, they're just able to find those little gaps so far.
Chang makes himself available. Game-winning goal against Fresno a couple weeks ago. Still going after it here. Chang slips it through. Knocked down by Farino. And cleared by Las Vegas. How's the counter on for Kobayashi? That is a game-saving play for Las Vegas. If it's 2-0 in the opening 9 minutes, it's a steep mountain against this SLC team.
Yeah, SLC right now, they're able to dribble past.
Almost for Kobayashi, good concept.
And SLC right now, they're having no problems beating Vegas players one-on-one. Dribbling into space and then creating opportunities. The timing for SLC when it comes to the runs into space has been very good on those rare opportunities. They haven't had much of the ball, but when they have, they've been very good with the timing.
Jaime, well, it's offside for Ochoa. That's a feeling he knows too well. Steamed offside in the final 10 minutes of that game against Real Monarchs away to Zions Bank Stadium. You saw the highlight in pregame.
Yeah, that's well done by that back line. It's very easy for a central defender to see a player running and run with him and then obviously keep him on side. But they kept that line together. They stayed in unison, and it was an offsides.
Velasquez slips through. Sliding challenge won by Torres. Christian Torres now. For Thomas.
See Real Monarchs, they're playing with some pace as well. They have some quick players, some fast players. Something Vegas is going to have to be aware of, and to counteract that, they have to slow the pace down a little bit, have more of the possession.
That'll bounce towards the electric company.
The long balls over the top have been the only way Vegas can creep in behind that defense right now. They haven't been able, Alvarez hasn't had that many touches yet. And so they're getting a little impatient, trying to see if they can sneak Ochoa in behind the defense with the long ball. Hasn't worked in this match. You have to give credit to SLC Real Monarchs for holding down the midfield, making it tough for Las Vegas to build through the midfield with Kobayashi and Torres, and then obviously Alvarez.
Lucy Fuerza, electric company making their way out. Ball lined into Farino. A little bit of curve to that from Chang. Striding into this, Kobayashi. Good to keep the ball from Ochoa.
Good defending by Real Monarchs. Kobayashi was able to beat one player. When he played it out wide, he continued his run into the middle, but Charlie Adams went with him stride for stride, so Vegas had to play the ball back and kind of reset the defense, or reset the attack. So it's the midfield marking for Real Monarchs has been very good so far.
Foul by midfield. Monarchs on a run of 4 straight unbeaten. A draw against Las Vegas, then 3 straight wins. A 4-game homestand open. Gorgeous Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah. That place is something else, state of the art. Kobayashi. Up the right-hand channel. Service, headed back down and held by Leaker. Almost for Matt Thomas.
Finally able to get a little bit of penetration into that attacking third. It's a great cross, far post for Thomas. And Zach Drake out wide on the right. And I think Thomas was really looking to square it in for, it looked like Alvarez was making that run in the middle, but it was kept out by Leaker. Good opportunity there by Vegas, and the two wingers linking up there.
Numbers into the box. Didn't find Chang. Further by Thomas. Lopez Espin would have been in an offside position, and it's Farino.
Both defenses, that back lines have to be solid. They have to communicate well.
Another potential problem in the back. Huiki controls it. Garduno makes himself available. See Mark Briggs trying to push his team to provide further pressure.
Yeah, well, they got the goal off of that pressure, so they want to continue to do that. But they have to be careful. They don't want to be caught offside making a run too quick. They have to make sure they win that possession first and then time it perfectly.
Just a bit out of reach. UMC is the official hospital and emergency services provider for Las Vegas Lights. Look at tonight's medical report. Juan Jose Calderon back for the first time since being injured against Fresno in the opener. Juan Carlos Garcia not available this evening.
And two key players for Vegas that can certainly help the squad win. Hopefully they aren't long-term injuries, because Vegas has the players. They have a roster that can qualify for the playoffs. And when Chalice gets back, a manager who has the mind for that as well.
Ochoa slid out.
Yeah.
There's a card. Ochoa grabbing for his left leg.
No doubt about that was a yellow card, two-footed from behind. That was pretty vicious. Oh. There's no way that Charlie Adams, Charlie Adams cannot make any claim to getting the ball or not being sent, not being put in the book. That was a clear yellow card for Charlie Adams. But that harsh physical tackle sends a message to Vegas that they will not have it easy going through the midfield, especially if you're talking about the middle part of that midfield.
Kobayashi right in on goal, knocked away Leaker, and out for a corner. Leaker had a one-save shutout in his pro debut last time out. Already he's been called upon twice.
Well, he's going to have to be more active. Remember, we stress it, 3 new changes in the back, Brody, Horst, and P. So he's got to be very commanding in terms of organizing that back line. And if that back line is not cohesive, they're going to have a problem in terms of giving up shots.
Alvarez standing behind the ball. 3 goals, couple assists. Alvarez headed across again, not a reach. It's Matt Thomas in the thick of things and a goal kick on the way.
And once again, another Vegas player, their body positioning is just off. They're winning the headers, it's just the body positioning is off. First of all, that's a great save by Leaker. It's tricky when you consider the bounce off the pitch and the fact that he had to kind of see that ball through the bodies. But Thomas wins the header, but his body positioning is off, and it forces that header wide. We saw Garduno win a header with his back toward a goal on a near post service. So that's an encouraging sign for Vegas that they are winning headers. They just have to get their body position right so that they could direct it on frame and get a goal.
Zach Drake got held up there. Torres. Alatorre. You know, you mentioned the playoffs a couple times in those opening 20 minutes, and part of the conversation this week with El Chalif's in practice, he said, we believe we'll be there. At 8 games now, we feel like we have a better grip on the level of the league and what we need to do to be successful. This isn't out of nothing. Chalif certainly confident, as he always is, and Las Vegas believes that they'll be there in the end.
Well, they should. If you are a professional team, you have to have that confidence, that belief that you can be competitive.
Long throw from Alatorre. Comes out, shot ripped in. Leaker handles the Torres effort.
And that double pivot, those two midfielders, Kobayashi testing Leaker, forcing Leaker into a save, and this time Christian Torres forcing Leaker into a save. Those two will be critical in this matchup, slowing down Real Monarchs midfield, but also presenting themselves as two players that can push up in the attack and create opportunities for Ochoa or Alvarez. The more touches those two get, they'll control the tempo in favor of Vegas, and they'll look much more dangerous going forward.
Alatorre moving over from Pumas, the 33-year-old native of Guadalajara, Mexico. Tossing in Jaime off the underside of Josh Hurd's boot.
Talk about Pumas, non-Pumas. That's a big team in Mexico in Liga MX. He's got a ton of experience. He's not going to get flustered. A goal lead for the opposition is not something that is going to bother him.
Nice ball ahead. Oh. Thomas headed away. Ochoa driven off the ground and handled by Leaker. Nice build up there from Las Vegas.
And you're seeing Matt Thomas become more and more involved in the attack coming in from the left side, but Alvarez getting a touch also. Alatorre was in the play as well. Alvarez, Torres, and Kobayashi, they have the opportunity here to really take this control of this game, take the rhythm and the tempo in favor of Vegas. All three of them have had positive touches so far in this match for Vegas.
"21 minutes gone, Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Alvarez misfires, seeking out Torres. Huiki. And now a through ball. Good opportunity, opening up for Josh Hurd! Monarchs make it 2 in the 22nd. His 3rd USL goal.
And this one, you have to say, this is Joel Iki. He's the one that, look how far he pushes up. That's your center back pushing up to win the ball, and he leaves Garduño on an island one-on-one against Hurd. It's a great ball off the, just one-time ball into space from the midfield. I believe it was Portillo that blasts it forward, one touch. Hurd times his run, stays on side, and he beats the foot race with Garduño. But Iki coming up and challenging the ball and not winning the possession leaves a huge hole in the back for Portillo to just blast it into space, and Hurd reading it well, and he bursts onto it, and it's a 2-0 advantage. That's why those center backs, they can't break contain, for lack of a better word. They can't break contain. They have to stay level, especially when the team is pushing forward and that back line goes high. Center back breaks contain, leaves a huge hole. Garduño doesn't have the pace to keep up with Hurd.
Just like that, the Monarchs lead by 2 inside half an hour. This is a Monarchs team that won 1-0 against Fresno while completing 655 passes at an 86% clip last week.
And this week they're doing it differently. They're doing it with counter-attacking and quick passing, one touch, boom, boom, off the counter-attack, and they're playing the ball into space, running into space, using their pace. It is clear that between Velasquez, Lopez Espin, and Hurd and Chang, they have a massive pace advantage over the back line of Vegas. So Vegas, they have to slow this game down and maintain more of the possession. But that goal is all, you have to lay it on Iki. He comes up way off of his line, way out of position, doesn't win the ball, and leaves a huge hole in the back. Garduño can't cover it in time. Portillo with a great ball forward.
Speaking of, Portillo involved again. Tooth and nail here. Lopez Espin out of Creighton University, Big East Player of the Year. Velasquez giving a little company. There's Taylor Pay, second-round pick of Portland in 2014, was an unused sub when the Timbers won MLS Cup. On the bench for that one. Time with Timbers too these last couple of years, moving over to Real Salt Lake, 21 in white.
And this is the perfect start for Real Monarchs.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, it's a foul in dangerous free kick territory. Torres drew it well.
And to exploit that back line that doesn't have that much experience playing together with Pay and Horst, you're gonna need Torres and Kobayashi to be more aggressive going forward. They need a goal here pretty soon. And that back heel by Alvarez to put Torres into space was excellent. And Portillo committing the foul. That back heel by Alvarez. That was good link-up play, that 1-2 between Alvarez and Torres.
Jaime, Kobayashi, who's it gonna be?
Got for Matt Thomas, he's unmarked there as well for a rebound.
Torres off the wall. Well, they're all claiming a handball. Referee didn't see it that way. Elsewhere in the Western Conference, San Antonio, unbeaten now in 5 straight, drawing with Tulsa. This will ricochet out for a corner. And the Lights back on another set piece.
And they've had 2 opportunities on set pieces that went well for them in terms of winning the headers in the air. Now they just have to get these headers on frame. That's going to be the key.
Alatorre, Huiki goes down, jeers from the crowd. Drake couldn't swing it into the left channel.
It's interesting, you see Zach Drake on set pieces. He is that last defender, that safety, if you will. He's a player with pace, so they know that if there's a quick counterattack, you have someone back there who has the pace to keep up with any Real Monarchs defender or attacking player going forward. That's on the set pieces.
Chang, short-armed it, Alatorre. And Ochoa fell down. Taken back by Garduño.
How Vegas play the ball out of the back is going to be important. You see, they're putting pressure.
Sit down, young man. Young blood.
Yes.
Lopez Espin, the rook. Shook.
That's modern goalkeepers now. They want them to be good. Yeah, they want them to be good with the ball at their feet.
That good?
Yeah. Well, and they could, yeah. Ferrinho showing it right there. Great composure. I think deep down all goalkeepers wanted to be outfield players anyway, and so any chance they get to show their footwork, they will.
You're good for minimum 2 to 3 dekes per game out of.
That'll make his highlight reel. could tell his kids, hey, I play goalkeeper, but hey, you see, I could do this too. This is a good chance here for Las Vegas. They need to get a goal here. They cannot go down at halftime 2-0. They can at least get one back.
A couple of ricochets, ultimately off of Ryden. And it's another corner for Las Vegas. Goals for Real Monarchs in the 3rd from Velasquez and Hurd in the 22nd. Both in transition. It's looking to find a response here in the opening half an hour. Alvarez. This won't count. It was pushed off the bar by Leaker. That was a really good save.
Yes, it was. Magnificent save by Leaker.
Can you win Save of the Week if there was a foul before the save was made?
No, I think it has to be like a legitimate save that would count in the statistics. Although, on the aesthetics of it, it was a great save there by Leaker. But it looked to me like Ochoa, look at Ochoa's run. Pulling off P and then, or Pay, I should say, and then pushed by Thomas. The question for Vegas, next time on a set piece, they have to be able to do that and get away with it so that they can score. That's the key right there, because in every corner kick, there's some pushing, there's some shoving, there's some shirt pulling, grabbing, so they can do that and get away with it. That will certainly help.
Another set piece. In that sense, the Monarchs have been playing with fire a bit. Lights at their best are often off a dead ball. Alatorre will switch the point. Drake lofting. Huiki knocked out. That might be the smartest play Andrew Brody could make.
Another set piece, Wiki has been able to impose his presence with Garduño and Thomas.
Alatorre unveils the long throw. Wiki turning shot, blocked.
Good bit of pressure here by Vegas. This is going to essentially serve as a corner. I thought he's going to throw this one into the box.
There it is, Alatorre. Popped up to Velasquez. Was held up by Kobayashi. Well, if you're the Monarchs, we spoke about it a bit already. The way they played against Fresno is not necessarily the way that you're going to go win on the road away to Las Vegas. So this ball ricochets around off Hurd. Gets blasted back to the halfway line. What have you made out of this early start from the Monarchs, who are really showing their teeth?
Well, I think it's been great finishing.
Ochoa trying to make something of this. Comes down to Alvarez. Alvarez brings it down. Shot is easily handled by Leaker in the end from Torres.
Well, the finishing for Monarchs has been excellent. What, probably 2 shots on goal? I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but 2 shots off a goal, two goals off of 2 shots. So the finishing has been excellent. This is a great ball here by Alvarez. First of all, he didn't see Torres. Torres is saying, I'm coming behind you, or left, or izquierda, whatever the communication was. He said, okay, I'm on your left, and Alvarez laid it off for him, so that's well done there.
Velasquez onto his left. Lays it off, saved by Ferrigno, pops it up, and he holds on. It was a blast from Hurd looking for a brace.
Oh, well done by Velasquez. I thought he had dribbled a little too much. He wanted to get that shot off a couple of times, but couldn't. Stayed patient, and then laid it off, and Ferrigno making a big save. But to finish the point about, we're going to get a card here.
Yellow cards come out again. Ooh. That's Adams, who had been carded previously.
I think Drake is the one that. Zach Drake was. Yeah, he flew into him there pretty rough. So Adams gets a yellow card and then is on the receiving end of a yellow card tackle.
How is Chang this open? Lays it off. The shot is in, but it's offside. To be entirely truthful, I'm not sure that that wasn't aimed towards the post before from Hurd, but ultimately nothing doing. Wonderful touch through for the Lights. Alvarez back heels, and the shot is over from Thomas. Really well worked in transition by Las Vegas.
And how about the two chances on either end, one chance either end, both of those chances starting from wide play. We saw that long ball out wide to Michael Chang on the right, and then this time the right side of the Monarchs attack, and then this time the right side of the Vegas attack. It's a great back here by Alvarez and Thomas. Maybe he's a step late, and there was a little bit of defensive pressure, and so he couldn't get a clean strike onto it. But whatever the case, good end-to-end action here in Las Vegas.
Thomas goes to work at the RSL Academy in Arizona. Thomas slices it along the top of the 18. Brought in, Kobayashi will bounce away to Chang.
Oh, how about that run by Thomas? A couple of step-over moves, Robinho style, and then gets past Andrew Brody. Brody's got to stay on his feet and keep Thomas in front of him. When you commit to the ground like that, you either get the ball or you get a foul. I mean, it's kind of like basketball defense. Just do your best to keep the player in front of you.
Chang pickpockets Alvarez.
Vegas is gaining more and more confidence. We're seeing Torres get more touches. Kobayashi was in the area with the shot. Alvarez with a smooth back heel. Thomas is running at defenders. They're down 2-0, but they are not intimidated or worried about coming back. They're confident in the way they want to play, and they're getting a lot of possession, and that helps a lot.
Alatorre tossed in. Down by Torres. Chang. It's Alatorre now. Velasquez fouled him from behind.
But Alatorre showing his veteran mentality, his experience. He was going to play it back. He saw that Velasquez had made that commitment toward trying to defend or at least fade where the ball was going, and he quickly turned up the pitch, and Velasquez had to climb over his back. So Alatorre, well done, great vision and poise on the ball.
Ball eventually out for another Las Vegas corner. Goodness, they've lived in these corners in this first half.
They sure have. This is Vegas can win these headers pretty consistently here. So you figure a goal has to come from one of these set pieces eventually.
Alvarez chipping. Alatorre really put a blast to that. Kobayashi reach the opposite corner and go to work. Kobayashi serving, cleared. I'm sure the players are part of it, but I'm not sure I've seen any team in this league win more first balls on set pieces than Las Vegas.
Yeah, they are performing very well in that aspect of the match. Unfortunately, it hasn't led to a goal, but you figure if they can continue to do that, it will lead to a goal. The service has been good. You haven't seen too many crosses that are too high. Garduño, Thomas.
Bounces out front, Alvarez. Alvarez! Leaker is there, but a block out in front as well. Las Vegas can't buy their way onto the scoreboard.
There's Taylor P. with a late save to prevent a goal. Desperate defending right now by Real Monarchs. They are, to borrow a boxing term, they are on the ropes and taking some big-time body blows and power shots.
Alvarez. Header at the back post. Thomas off the face of Leaker and away. Marc-Andre Fleury makes saves like that. Jake Leaker not so often. Goodness. And now the Monarchs finally relieving some pressure, moving upfield. Velasquez surrounded by 3 jerseys. And now here comes Ochoa. Well done by Pay on the slide.
Pay is playing very well. He's had an excellent performance so far. But Real Monarchs, their defending in the penalty area has been atrocious. See, Pay steps right in front of Leaker to prevent that.
And then a minute later, poor Scott Sterling, Jake Leaker.
Yeah. We talked about the keys to the game, and defensive organization was one of the keys. And they've been bailed out because of the 2 goals early on, but defensively they have struggled. In Vegas, if they can get a goal here and before halftime, that'll set them up nicely in the second half. But defensively, there's a 0 next to Las Vegas Lights, but it's not because of the organization. It's because Vegas is just missing their chances.
41st minute of play. Salt Lake, a 2-goal lead despite Las Vegas dominating possession. But that seems like the game plan, wasn't it? The Monarchs, 2 big mistakes by Vegas back line, and go turn them into goals.
Yeah, Monarchs on the road, they like to play, you know, sit back, try to be conservative, or not conservative, but sit back, wait for the counters. And what they did, they read the game early on. They saw that Vegas was coming up. Their back line was playing high. Those fullbacks are getting caught high. And quick turnover in the midfield, a mistake. That first goal was a mistake in the back in terms of a poor pass. And Velasquez pounced on it. And then the goal by Hurd. Iki just coming way off of his line, if you will, and left a huge hole. And Hurd was able to exploit it. So honestly, Vegas has been, and you saw the possession numbers, Vegas has been the more well-organized team in defense, except for those 2 mistakes. And they've looked better when they've had possession of the ball. They're just not finishing their chances. That's ultimately what it comes down to.
Wiki for Kobayashi.
The Real Monarchs, they're not putting too much pressure on whoever has the ball. So Vegas has been able to pick out the passes, especially in the middle.
Falls out in front, the turn. Kobayashi goes down. Kept it alive for a moment longer. Toward Thomas.
How about that? Kobayashi again. That's the 2nd time he's been in the penalty area with the ball at his feet, and he just can't make that turn to finish it. But the loose marking, that back line, the Real Monarchs defense, the marking has been loose, to say the least. It could easily be 2 or 3 goals if it wasn't some last-ditch defending.
Paulo Torre aiming for Garduño. Slips away. The crowd appealing to the referee. Lopez Espin is displeased with his effort. Kobayashi time and time again, huh?
How about the service in there? It looks like it was Drake sending in the service, and Kobayashi is unmarked. That ball, if you are playing good defense, that ball never reaches Kobayashi.
Knotted by Ochoa. And let's be honest, Horst, 148 appearances in MLS. He's no spring chicken. Neither is Kobayashi. Neither their first rodeo.
Right. But Kobayashi was able to sneak in there, and Horst completely losing track of him. You cannot consistently do that and expect to have a clean sheet. So Vegas is just, as I mentioned, it's been last-ditch defending. Maybe Vegas taking too many touches in the area in the crucial moments. But the chances are there for Vegas to pick up a goal here before halftime.
Portillo in his 4th year out of Coastal Carolina. Spent the last couple of years in Charleston. He is a special player from midfield. Portillo, in-swinger, header, misses. It's a good idea from Kalen Ryden, and he's looking for his 5th goal. Kalen Ryden's out here looking for a golden boot.
Kalen Ryden, we mentioned him in the pregame in terms of 4 goals, and that's the first time we've mentioned him all in this first half, at all in this first half. So he has been very quiet. He's part of that back line that has struggled so far in this match.
You mentioned it right from the outset, the importance of defensive cohesion or organization with a lot of new players. Herrera and Acosta were both with Real Salt Lake, so not on loan to the Monarchs here tonight. They were the fullbacks for that game against Fresno. Pay didn't even suit up in that game. It's a very different back line. Only Ryden really returns. Chang was playing ahead of the outside back, so there's some cohesion there on the wings, but
but the back line has struggled. You can see, I mean, Kobayashi twice in the area getting passes that any other defense that communicates well when happens. So to see how Vegas can exploit that in the second half, because those openings are there. Key to a good defense, it really is obviously cohesion, but it's that communication. It's hard to develop that communication and that cohesion and that understanding if it's the first time 3 out of the 4 back line have played together. So we'll see if maybe second half they adjust a little bit better. We'll see.
Free kick coming for the Monarchs. And, well, let's remind you, as Hurd, the goal scorer in the 22nd, walks away. 28 players have seen the field for the Monarchs, 5 different goalkeepers. This is now their 10th game, 12th game of the year. 10th was right.
Yeah.
I had it right.
You got it right.
Yeah.
10, yep. 7-1-1, yep.
All over the place.
And the fact that they're all those changes and they're the top team in the league in terms of points is amazing. Mark Briggs has done a fantastic job.
Set piece right before halftime for Portillo. Caught by Farino. And it's into halftime. Well, if you're Las Vegas, you possessed the ball, you created chances, but the Monarchs lethal on their 2 outstanding opportunities, and they go to the locker room with the lead.
Yeah, it's the finishing. Finishing is so crucial, and the Monarchs have been able to do that on 2 occasions, and a couple of mistakes in the back by Vegas have hurt them so far, but they should be encouraged by what they've been able to do when they've had the ball in the first half. Let's see how it translates into the second half.
At halftime, we'll take a look at the Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers' halftime stats, a look at the highlights. Velasquez and Hurd, the #1 team in the USL, is looking like it right now. Away to Cashman. Monarchs 2, Lights 0 at the half.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks Saturday, June 2nd at 8 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Join us at Cashman Field or tune in for all the action on MyLV Channel 21, Cable 12.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
Hello, I'm Governor Brian Sandoval. There's a lot of confusion lately about health insurance. Nevada HealthLink can help you shop for and enroll in a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com to review your options and enroll.
Guys, basketball's a way of life. A game that puts you to the test. Your teammates depend on you. And you got their back.
We got next. Finley Toyota's got your back. From purchasing your first car to servicing your existing one. We're the team that you want on your side. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the catching the ball. Yeah.
2 free months of unlimited data? This is amazing.
Yep. Others talk about their network. We let you try ours for free. That's peace of mind.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.
At Metro PCS, we're so sure you'll love our network. We're letting you try it for free.
I just got 2 free months.
Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 months of unlimited data free on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Try us, love us, get peace of mind. Metro PCS, wireless, figured out.
So what do you think?
Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
Cashman Field, that is one giant soccer ball.
Yeah.
Will it find the net? These are questions that need to be answered at a later date. It's Monarchs 2, Lights 0 at halftime. George DeMatteis alongside Mike Watson. Well, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the league. And tonight, how about Sacramento Republic? A little bit of an up and down season despite a really good record. Phoenix out of the Open Cup in their first round, and now they go back home and struggle against Sacramento.
And if this score line holds up, you're looking at a situation where Sacramento will move level on points with Phoenix and put themselves in second place behind Real Monarchs. So that's a huge result for Sacramento, especially on the road against Phoenix.
Yeah, big for their new head coach as well if they can win away to Phoenix. Swope and RGV finish level at 0-0, and then mentioned earlier, 5 unbeaten now for San Antonio after drawing at home against the Roughnecks of Tulsa. Well, it's halftime here. Plenty of highlights from this first half. We'll have those for you in a few moments. Monarchs 2, Lights 0. Sometimes the best moments aren't goals. Sometimes they're not even saves. Here's the best from the USL last week.
Inside the area.
Howard curls it in. Oh, what a strike from the captain! The Ram is in! Jesus Enriquez!
Drogba blast! And what a world-class goal that is from Didier Drogba!
Stutter step, Cavaluzzo!
Saved by Mydell.
Into the penalty area for 3, Frater! And a fantastic save produced by Matt Van Oekel. Incredible save.
Kelly from distance. And Mydell has to work.
Good ball to the back post. Gordon Wiles there, and what a strike from the German.
Zubak has a break on goal. He's looking to put the Galaxy on top 1-0, and he does. Ethan Zubak.
Looking to cross, does. Low cross, punched away. Takes a shot. Now battle in the box, shot it in! Kelly! Dave Kelly!
Back to the header, score! Cross into the middle for Williamson.
Those moments were pretty good. It's Real Monarchs 2 and Las Vegas Lights 0 at Cashman Field at halftime. And, well, those were some of the best moments, but there were moments galore. The U.S. Open Cup started for USL teams this weekend. It was a bit of a mixed bag, especially in the Western Conference. Let's show you what happened at UNLV. We spoke about it pregame, George. They came out and said, we're going to put our best lineup out in the Open Cup. We think it could be a spark for us. Yeah. Well, they start the same lineup they did on Wednesday here tonight because they performed well in their Open Cup opener.
They sure did. They beat Tucson 4-2, and they showed their dominance, their ability in terms of scoring goals and also playing attractive football. Some great finishing there. Sammy Ochoa with 2 goals in that match. And the U.S. Open Cup is a path to the CONCACAF Champions League. So if they can win that, you never know what can happen in terms of raising the profile of the club. So it's good that they were able to move on to the next round and handle their business against Tucson.
And then hand out some of those Zappos jerseys, emoji and all.
Sweet jerseys,
yeah, here's a look at our notable games from round 2. Orange County, Phoenix among the teams that are exiled in the second round. MLS teams will join in the following round in round 4. But St. Louis picks up a win. They'll play in the Kings Cup against Louisville on Wednesday night in Louisville. And, of course, Las Vegas, a big result in Reno, able to pass by Portland Timbers U23s. Here's what's coming up. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, great game. Louisville, St. Louis, great game. FC Golden State Force. You have to go to UNLV and take on Las Vegas. That's no easy feat.
Yeah, that definitely will not be an easy feat. Reno scored 7 goals against Portland Timbers under 23 to move on, so that should be interesting. And going up against Sacramento, these are some great matchups. This is the beauty of cup competition. These are matchups you would see regularly in the USL, but there's a different vibe to them, a different energy to them, because there's silverware, I guess you could say, directly at stake, or at least moving on. So this is going to be some great matchup. I'm looking forward to that Kings Cup matchup between Louisville and St. Louis.
You watched the FA Cup final, right?
I watched about the first half of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
Yeah, because I heard the second half was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
George brings the heat, man. It's Monarchs 2, Lights 0. We have highlights and stats coming up after this.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks Saturday, June 2nd at 8 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped, in!
Join us at Cashman Field or tune in for all the action on MyLV Channel 21, Cable 12.
Zappos are ballast to wow. 365-day returns.
When Olga Custodio first tried to enlist, she was rejected just because she was a woman. But Olga refused to be grounded, so she kept fighting. She flew into the history books as this nation's first Latino military pilot, and then a flight school instructor, pinning wings onto others who would not be grounded. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed with a fighting spirit.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
Woo.
Woo. Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
Tonight's game brought to you by NV Energy. Download the Lights FC mobile phone app today, powered by NV Energy. And by your Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Learn to ride or ride better at the Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. And Tahiti Village, a Summer Point resort and home of the Las Vegas Lights. Well, the Llamas are here, and the fans are still here despite the 2-0 deficit at halftime. We welcome you back to Cashman Field as Las Vegas trying to turn the narrative here against the #1 team in the USL. First half highlights, and the Real Monarchs taking advantage of a mistake right off the bat. Jaime doesn't get enough on this, and Sebastian Velasquez is lethal.
Yeah, and it was Josh Hurd putting the pressure out wide on Jaime, forcing that bad pass, and then Velasquez, look at his quickness, but also his strength to kind of body off and shake off Iki, and then it leads to a goal, the opening goal of the match. But it's Hurd putting the pressure on Jaime that leads to the opportunity for Sebastian Velasquez.
Velasquez scoring his 3rd of the year in the 3rd minute, and the Monarchs were not done yet. It looked like this play had fizzled out, and yet they still found a way to get this in tight, and a good save, one of many for Ferrino.
How did Michael Chang get around about 5 Vegas players to get this through ball for Hurd? And a great save by Ferrino to keep it out.
Well, Hurd would not be denied later in this half, but we saw good opportunities from Las Vegas, especially on service from wide areas.
This is a great play. Drake out wide to Thomas, and Thomas near post. Almost sneaks in between the legs of Bleeker, but still well done by Vegas. They started to settle into the game after that first goal.
This ball would ricochet to the top of the 18. Shot handled on the hop. This one from Torres.
Yeah, Torres and Kobayashi, when they started to get more touches and more involved in the game, Vegas was much more dangerous in attack.
And then turned over in midfield and off to the races.
Yep, this is a mistake there this is Iki, the captain of Vegas. He goes up, tries to challenge and win the ball. He doesn't get the ball. He leaves a huge hole in the back. Your center back is deep into his attacking half, and they don't have possession. That puts Garduño one-on-one against Hurd, and it's an easy finish. And it's a good ball by Portillo. He sees that the space is there and that Hurd is into that space, and he just blasts it up the park one time.
And then that save wouldn't count, but Thomas robbed nonetheless.
Looks like Thomas pushed the horse, I should say. If I could get the words out. He pushed Horst, and it led to the foul, but that was a tough break for Vegas, who had plenty of chances on set pieces, able to win them in the air, but just couldn't get the ball over the line into the back of the net.
Halftime stats are brought to you by your Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Learn to ride or ride better at the Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. Well, Las Vegas, they just want to learn to finish a little better because the opportunities were there, and to be fair, Leaker had a very nice first half.
He sure did, made some important saves there, but look at Real Monarchs. 3 shots on target, 2 goals. That is very important. I think quick math was like 66%. If I remember correctly, math wasn't my best subject. But whatever the case, that was a huge result, or huge finishing, and well done efficiently wise, I should say, if that's a word for Real Monarchs.
Well, it's the century mark for the Monarchs here tonight, from worst to first in just 3 years. Head coaches Freddie Juarez, Mike Petke, and in the end now Mark Briggs, and they're right back into that first place position to start 2018.
And if they pick up the 3 points here, that's 25. That's at 10 games in the season, 25 points. That's almost as much as they had the entire first season they were in existence with that 29. So it's been a great, great progress, and it's an example of how you build a team in the USL.
Well, you see the referee there with the HD on his wrist, and it's worth noting that it is Huntington Disease Awareness Month, something that pro referees have rallied around, one of their own, Terry Vaughn, and something that's going to be talked about often in games all month long. So that blue wristband means something very important, very special to referees, and it's worth your attention to go take a look at a later moment. It's 2-0 to Real Monarchs as we go into half number 2, Cashman Field in Las Vegas.
I think for Vegas, Las Vegas, they just have to do a better job finishing. Everything else went their way in terms of,
well, breaking through. Lopez Espin, Jaime able to finally knock it down.
Yeah, but for Vegas, everything went their way. They had more possession, more shots on goal, and shots on target. Just a matter of finishing, because Real Monarchs weren't able to keep them out of the penalty area. As for Real Monarchs, they're going to have to tighten things up defensively, and if they get another chance to get a third goal breakaway on a quick counter or a mistake in the back, they finish that opportunity and they go up 3-0 in this match. That could be the death of Vegas in terms of trying to win this game.
Sliced ball to the far touchline. Well, one goal could really ignite this crowd. It always seems to. Kobayashi off the leaker.
And the last about 20, I would say about last 25 minutes of that first half, Vegas were on top of Real Monarchs. It looked like they were going to get a goal. They were just playing with a lot of confidence. They were able to pick out passes pretty easy without much resistance through the midfield. Let's see if they can continue to do that or reestablish that here in the second half.
Alvarez and Pei go stride for stride. And Leaker drives it away. Guy out of the St. Louis. Boy, camera guy, fourth official with a life-saving catch.
He sure did.
Ooh. And then he's right on the mark there with that nice view of Marco Jaime.
Got it. Got to preserve the equipment. Yep.
Alvarez deflected away by Ryden. And you know, you and I, we've covered the Western Conference now for 3 years together. And obviously Ryden on OKC in 2016, they were one of the top teams in the West that year for much of the season. As this ball bounces, the shot, Alvarez flings it wide. The Monarchs over the last 2 years, we talked about the 100th game for them.
Right.
They've become the class of this league in a short amount of time, and I'm not sure I've seen anybody better yet than them this year, East or West.
Yeah, they have put together quite a season. They've only conceded, what, 9 goals so far this season. They've scored about 9, well, before coming into this match, about 18. There's a good balance. They have a good understanding of defending, what to do when they're at home. They have a clear plan what to do and how to play when they're at home, and then a clear plan of how they want to play on the road. And they have players that can finish. That's the key right there. They're finishing their opportunities when they present themselves, and they're getting it from different players. Sometimes when you have one player, you rely on them too much, and if they don't play well, your team struggles. They have 4 or 5 different players that can get them a goal or two to help them win, and that makes it harder to defend.
Jaime, long throw. You think about it, Chandler Hoffman's been sitting on 49 goals for a while now, and yet no steps lost by Real Monarchs.
If they can continue this play throughout the season, they'll obviously be the favorites to come out of the Western Conference, but the problem is last year.
We said that last year.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Losing penalties at Rio Tinto to Sacramento, and all of a sudden chaos again. And somehow Swope Park for 2 straight years is the 4 seed. Never had to go on the road in the playoffs and made it to the USL Cup final, where they had to go on the road and lost to the Eastern Conference champion.
And there is a curse to being the best team in terms of points. There's a curse there. If you go to Liga MX, there's the curse of the super leader. You look at MLS and the teams that have been the best team, that have won the President's Trophy. They've always had issues in the playoffs. It's been tough. So I don't know. I'm not a superstitious man, you know, but
caught by Leaker. Be careful talking about the President's Trophy, man. The Golden Knights are out to change perceptions here.
Oh, yes, yes. How about that? An expansion team could be headed to the Stanley Cup final. That's amazing.
What a light to follow.
Yeah.
Come on. Incredible. And I know Brett Lashbrook and the ownership group and the players have all bought into what the Golden Knights have done on the ice. Alvarez comes streaking in, and it's simple work to find Pei.
And you have to say it's about time for Las Vegas. I mean, this is a major city in the United States, and for so long they were denied professional sports. And for the Golden Knights, I know the Raiders are coming through there now, going to be playing NFL football there. Now you have Vegas, Las Vegas Lights. It's about time that a city like Las Vegas, a major American city, is getting professional sports representation.
Because the funny thing is whether it's your Bryce Harpers or your, I mean, you go right down the list. they're Hercules Gomez's that have come out of Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a pro team here. Whistle blows. It was Brody going in with Thomas. Referee has his eye on Thomas here moving forward.
There's a legitimacy to a city when they can have a major professional team. And especially if they get multiple. I mean, now you're talking about Vegas, the Raiders, Golden Knights, the Lights. There's a legitimacy to it when you can get a professional sports team. And Vegas has been long overdue. It's about time.
Drake is down. Got hit from behind. He and Ryden blasted into one another. Ryden's had to play center back a little bit of late because the combination of Aaron Herrera and Danilo Acosta been on loan from Real Salt Lake. Both outstanding fullbacks. And Drake being looked at. Drake in that first half had a couple of services that were really on point.
Absolutely. He was excellent marauding down that right side of the attack. And didn't come up against much resistance either. So we'll see. It's a good thing that he's fine. It looks like he's going to be okay. They need to continue to go to Drake there on that right side.
Both Drake and Ryden had to come off for a moment. Velasquez knocks it back. Now both return. Hey, download the Lights app powered by NV Energy for exclusive content during every game, plus all your Lights news, social media, tickets, and more. Kobayashi powering ahead. Flicked it too far.
Spaces there. Kobayashi knows that the pass is too heavy. Just coming down that left side. Was Matt Thomas. Am I a victim of pop culture if every time I look at the #2 for Vegas, I keep thinking of the rapper, the pop star, Drake? Every time I hear that name, I just can't get it out of my head, man. I know it's not good.
Not too far there.
And I know his name, but I don't know I don't know like one song. I'm old school, so.
Really?
Yeah, I'm old school.
It's Aubrey, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Aubrey, yeah. I've never met a rapper named Aubrey. Hey, but he's popular. Hey, I can't hate on him.
Just call him Drizzy, man.
Yeah, call him Drizzy.
Is that so much to ask?
Yeah, Drizzy.
Drizzy Drake.
Sounds like a weather pattern, but whatever.
That's drizzly.
Oh, drizzly.
It's drizzly out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age, you know. I'm making meteorological comments here.
Ochoa on the ground nearly saved us from ourselves. Instead, easy for Leaker.
Well, Ochoa, quiet first half. It was interesting that Vegas were very dangerous going forward in attack without Ochoa having that much influence. So second half, maybe he wants to exert himself or insert himself or have a little more influence in the second half. But in the first half, in terms of touches on the ball, he had very little influence, and Vegas still looked dangerous. So if he gets involved, that's just going to make them even more dangerous.
Alvarez commits the foul.
Yeah, no, the pace of this match has slowed down in the second half, and that works in favor of Real Monarchs, obviously because they have the 2-goal advantage and because that allows that back line, that defense to reorganize a little bit better. And what they lack in terms of cohesion, that back three, they can make up for it in terms of just dropping back numbers and just limiting the spaces. So the slower pace of the second half works for Real Monarchs.
10 minutes in, still not a shot in this half for Real Monarchs. Lifted wide of the post. Ferrigno watched it fly by. Your Southern Nevada nonprofit organization can get $5 back with every ticket purchased at lightsfc.com. Visit lightsfc.com/kickback for details. Alvarez, the header. Las Vegas is going away to Galaxy 2 next. Ball lofted over the back line, caught by Leaker. And then they'll host Colorado Springs on the 2nd of June, their last home game before the start of the World Cup. Oh, that's just 2 weeks away from tonight. It'll be a rematch as the Lights take on Colorado Springs Switchbacks. You can get your tickets at La Bonita Supermarkets and get a free scarf. They look half as fly as these jerseys. It's a nice throw-in, yeah. Yeah.
They are the most unique jerseys, I have to say. I haven't seen jerseys that look like that for Vegas. Very unique.
Kobayashi, that's a great first touch.
Yes.
Brody ushered that out.
Kobayashi's getting some touches and having a good influence on Vegas in this second half. If you're an expansion team like Vegas, just to quick point on the jerseys, expansion team first ever season, you want to make a statement, you want to be unique. Neon lights in Vegas, neon jerseys, and the light pattern there makes it very special there. Those are going to be collector's items in a few years. I feel like they're so unique, they're so different.
Turned over. Velasquez getting shoved by Jaime. It's a full-on tackle. Ochoa is down.
See if there's a card. He's booted up the park. Oh my God, a horse just tackled him. That was a American football rugby tackle there.
If I read his lips right, I think he said he fouled me. I think he saw that as the second part of a two-act play.
Yeah. Well, what is usually the situation where if there is a contact or some kind of confrontation,
right,
it's never the first person who gets caught, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the case there.
59th minute. As Moberg, rather. Through, chance. Farino comes sliding outside his 18 to keep Velasquez away. Shy of the hour mark here.
I think there's a Vegas player warming up there. Yeah. Portugal.
At a Palo Alto High School and UNLV. Velasquez. Well, the break is on now. Alvarez charging at the back line. Alvarez is through. Off of Pay. Another goal-saving block. And ripped out of play by Portillo. Wonderful recovery from Real Monarchs.
Alvarez getting the ball in his defensive half, able to burst through. Oh, there's going to be a swivel right there. What he does to get past Horst, but Taylor Pay with a magnificent save. He did it in the first half to prevent a goal. cutting in front of Leaker, and he does it again there. But it was the touch and the swerve of the hips by Alvarez to get past Horst that put him in the space. And unfortunately for Vegas, Pay was there to keep it out.
Portugal comes on for Drizzy. We can thankfully put that to bed for the night.
Yeah, that was terrible on my part. Sorry about that, yo.
Gets by Thomas off of the knee of Alvarez. Torres. Garduño flicking ahead. Kobayashi back. Garduño rips it over the crossbar. That's unfamiliar territory for the center back.
Garduño he's had a decent game. Obviously, he was caught out of position a little bit because of Iki's movement forward when Josh Hurd scored. He had a couple of chances in the air as well. He is probably most dangerous in the air on set pieces. I haven't seen too many set pieces from Vegas in the second half.
Bouncing up on Leaker. By the way, that earlier yellow card indeed on David Horst. And not on Moberg, who is safely on the bench. Sliding in front of Leaker, Ochoa. Throw coming for Portugal.
And referee having a warning with Ochoa. Ochoa can be a player that loses his composure a little bit, so better be careful.
Jaime.
But that was a situation. They put pressure on Leaker and he just booted it out. Didn't lead to a goal there for Vegas, but still, they know that if they can put pressure on Leaker, they can win back the possession in favorable territory.
Back now for Horst. He's been a Monarch for a really long time. Old Dominion. Monarchs.
Oh, the Monarchs, yes, that's right. And that is at school in North Carolina, I believe, or Virginia, right? Old Dominions in Virginia.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, okay.
I gave all I had to give on the subject.
Ah, okay. He's used to being a Monarch. That's the main.
That's the takeaway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobayashi, another really classy touch. Ochoa. Torres. Thomas met by Chang. Thomas got the cross away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Ochoa, it's a great touch by Kobayashi, as you said, Mike. But Ochoa slows it up a little bit by getting a not touch, or at least not playing it wide to Portugal, and that allowed the Monarchs defense to get back.
Header snapped out. We've seen the strength already of Velasquez once. Now we're seeing his savvy. Taken away by Torres. Portugal. Play will come back. Torres went to ground. Now Velasquez, some pushing and shoving.
Referee will have a little bit of a conversation with him. Real Monarchs, they're going to start to play some head games with Vegas here with that 2-goal advantage. Try to see if they can psych out Vegas for the last 25 minutes and secure the 3 points.
A yellow card came out there.
It looks to me like Alvarez
for dissent.
Yeah. For dissent. Too much trash talking, lip service to the referee.
That's his 4th yellow card of the year, so he is now on accumulation warning.
Uh-oh. And they need him. They can't afford to go a couple games without him.
Alatorre whipped into the area again. Alatorre will reverse. Horst goes up to get the ball. Thomas backing into Chang. Kobayashi. Jaime. Good twist from Thomas to free himself off of Brody. Ultimately came off of Thomas in the end.
I thought it was a corner kick as well. It looked like it was a corner kick, but Thomas went off of him there. Good defending there by Brody in the corner. We haven't heard too much in terms of the wingbacks for Monarchs in this match. They haven't contributed much in attack. They've been forced to just play back in and keep that back line of four. Right now they're working on a clean sheet, which I'm a little bit surprised by considering those first half stats and how Vegas played in that first half. They can escape here with the 3 points and a clean sheet. That would be huge. It would just go to show how good of a team Real Monarchs are.
Had a clean sheet against Las Vegas at Zions Bank Stadium. Close out the month of April. It was the first of a 4-game homestand. 10 of the 12 possible points picked up by the Salt Lake City franchise. Dropping those 2 to Vegas to open up the homestand. Since then, their offense has been humming along.
It seemed that they finished their chances. It's
lofted into the right-hand corner. Ochoa. Kobayashi. Ochoa caught a bit off guard. Kobayashi get the return ball in. Pay goes down. Portugal. Sliding challenge. Portillo tossed aside. Portugal lays off. Torres. Maybe a chance for a goal. Did not put it on target.
You could see that Vegas was scrambling a little bit to just get that ball out and find some space. Real Monarchs doing an excellent job there of just maintaining the line, staying there, keeping their shape, keeping themselves organized. And they forced a long-range effort from Vegas. This is a tale of 2 halves, to borrow a Charles Dickens title of a Charles Dickens novel. We had Drake and Charles Dickens in the same game. That's pretty cool. Anyway, the point is, tale of 2 halves. We've had Vegas looking strong in attack in the first half, and then Monarchs settling things down, looking a little sharper in attack in the second half. So Vegas have to find a way to turn on the switch there. Torres wants to get more touches. We've seen Kobayashi look strong with some touches, but Torres has been silent in the second half.
Freddie Adu looks to come on. Told by Isidro Sanchez that he felt like Adu had improved over these last few weeks. Daigo Kobayashi comes off, and he had those momentary flare-ups of really classy play. It's a huge addition to this Lights team. Adams continuing. Garduño slides in. Update from elsewhere in the USL's Western Conference. How about this? Sacramento goes away to Phoenix, drops the Rising 3-1 in Didier Drogba's 500th career league appearance.
That's quite a result for Sacramento, now tied with Phoenix in terms of points in the Western Conference. That's a big win for Sacramento on the road. Announcing themselves as serious candidates to win the Western Conference.
Because even their coaching staff would say all year, we are not playing well. They start unbeaten among the last 5 or 10 teams in the league to hold that distinction. And they just felt like they were getting results but not playing very well. And this was picked up by Farino with Lopez Espin giving chase. That 3-1 win away to Phoenix is a landmark moment for the Republic this year.
Yeah, that team is sneaky good. They don't really have any kind of big name players, but they find a way to get positive results. They did it against Phoenix. See if they can continue throughout the season. But it's an intriguing team. They're going to be very dangerous, very difficult to eliminate when they get into the playoffs.
Ball blasted out of play. Sub coming. Reno and Seattle finish a goal apiece, a mile above sea level. Reno scoring 7 midweek and didn't save nearly enough for the weekend.
Yeah.
Juan Mare is set to check in. Monarchs not in too much of a hurry to make their move. Ricky Lopez Espin comes off. This was his second start of his career. 22-year-old out of Miami. Well, Creighton University, but from Miami. Velasquez does really well to keep this. Turning shot, save Farino. Mare trying to collect. It's out of play.
That is a shot that will warm up the gloves of Farino. And finding a little bit of space at the top of the area. Good ball through by Velasquez, and then the cutback by Chang. Finding a little bit of space onto his preferred left foot.
Velasquez, unimpeded, lays it off. Swept upfield. Chang.
Yeah, quiet second half for Chang until that moment. Remember in the first half, he had an opportunity, similar situation, cutting in onto his left. Except in that chance and that opportunity, he had laid it off to Josh Hurd, and then Farino made the big save. So Michael Chang playing out wide on the right, cutting back to his left. It's not unusual. Modern game, you see left-footed players out on the right. You see right-footed players out on the left. The thinking is cutting back into your inside with your stronger foot. And Michael Chang almost scoring. Arjen Robben kind of revolutionized that, or at least brought it to the forefront. He was always cutting into his left and then scoring goals that way.
Hurd returning. Doesn't like the shape of that challenge.
After that 2-0 lead, the attacking players have been forced to kind of drop back and defend a little more. Great finish by Hurd, though, for that second goal.
Portillo switches off of Alatorre. Chang was the target. Whether he took it from Robin or not, Chang, a guy in Charleston who scored goals like that, a high enough clip that would not have in any way been unexpected.
Right. He's a player with a lot of skill. Team leader in assists with 4. Interested to see what happens with Freddie Adu in the lineup now. And they took out a central midfielder. They're basically playing with Torres as kind of the center mid that will drop back and play in front of the defenders. Good job by a referee letting the advantage go.
And then getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Adu. Nobody home.
ran into about 5 defenders and then going with him. So they have him, they have basically, it's a straight position swap. I do. A little bit deeper. Maybe not next to Torres, but pretty close. A little bit further up.
Here's Pay with 2 blocks today that have changed the nature of this game. Pay.
And just off of those blocks alone, he could put in a, you could say it's a man of the match performance. He has saved 3 points for Monarchs if they are able to hold on and pick up the victory. Is obviously the good part of that is he's coming over and he's making the saves. The bad part of it is his teammates leaving him in a situation where he's having to come over and make those saves because his teammates in the back line are out of position. So if you're an optimist like me, you want to say Taylor Pay has made some good saves. You know.
Garduño goes back to Farino. He can say the same.
Yeah.
A couple real nice saves in this one.
Yep. Garduño. Going forward, we'll see if they keep that. Well, Garduño and Iki are the 2 center backs. Seem to have a good understanding. But it was Iki's mistake in the second goal that leading up to the play by Hurd that led to the second goal.
Jaime throws in. Brought down by Garduño. Potential for the long throw for Jaime. Jaime tosses in. Bounces toward the back post, had it down. Leaker. There again. Be a real accomplishment for the young man out of St. Louis, Missouri, to shut out 2 expansion teams in his first 2 pro starts.
Just build his confidence for the season as it progresses. We talked about how many goalkeepers they've gone through. Maybe they found one that's a permanent player for them, a strong number 1. Something I've noticed in the back line here, Jaime is now on the right side, Alatorre is on the left. Maybe to slow down Michael Chang, who's on the right side of the Monarchs attack. So Alatorre and Jaime have switched sides in terms of the fullbacks. He's done a good job of keeping Chang contained, except for that one opportunity a few minutes ago.
Alatorre got over Huiki. Elected by Mare. Well, if you're Las Vegas, you have to be a bit concerned right now. This could be 6 winless. Now, they dominated their Open Cup match on Wednesday against Tucson. And they've got actually Golden State Force next. Team out of the PDL. Lofted over the top. Bounds through toward Thomas. Torres! Just kept sailing and sailing and just over the crossbar.
Yep, this is a great opportunity for Torres. Couldn't keep the shot down, but good imagination. Just can dip it under the crossbar.
Marco Jaime comes off, and well, this is a big substitution. We were told midweek he'd be out. He was upgraded to questionable. And Juan Jose Calderon has returned for the first time since the middle of March. He played the opener against Fresno, and he returns now. Ball in behind, slid aside, and a corner to the Monarchs with 81 minutes complete.
And with Calderon coming in now, you're looking at a three-man back line of Alatorre, Iki, and Garduño. You got 5 midfielders. It looks like Adu might be pushing up alongside Ochoa. So it's a 3-5-2 for Vegas. Expect them to have the vast majority of possession here over the next 9 minutes. Will it lead to a couple of goals? That's what we're about to find out.
Header snapped down. Only 3 Monarchs players were inside the 18-yard box, and yet nearly from Mare. Change coming. Sebastian Velasquez set to check out. And Hernandez set to take his stead. Velasquez scored in the 3rd minute and set the tone for this one with Hurd.
Yeah, it's Hurd forcing the turnover, forcing the bad pass from Jaime, and then Velasquez just too fast and able to get past Iki in the back there. Great strength to shake off Iki, and then Berriño trying to close down the angle, couldn't do so. And Velasquez with a great finish.
If you don't know about Sebastian Velasquez, it's worth your time to look into him. He is a great story of incredible resilience from his time at RSL to NYCFC under Jason Kreis, and now finding what appears to be a really great home for him with the Monarchs. Guy who, in the right light, could be seen as an MVP candidate on the league's best team. Hurd brings it down. Hurd shot out of a cannon, leading it upfield. Hernandez has got Mare available. Oh, I found him, and it's kicked back by Calderon right into Ferrigno.
Oh, great work by Calderon coming back to make that play, but when you play that 3-man back line that Vegas is going to play now, that leaves a lot of space. Hurd able to exploit it, getting it to Hernandez. And Hernandez, the pass just a little bit behind Mare.
Bounces all the way to Leaker. The Lights have 2 games in California next week. On Wednesday, May 23rd, the U.S. Open Cup Round 3 versus FC Golden State Force. On Saturday, May 26th, the Lights take on LA Galaxy 2. Be sure to tune in, ESPN Deportes, AM 1460. The funny thing is, we spoke with Isidro, head coach for Las Vegas, this week. And he said, boy, Orange County we feel like we have a good chance against in the next round. The USL side lost to Golden State Force, and well, now their road to an MLS opponent in the 4th round looks a lot more promising.
Oh yes, if they can get past Golden State Force, I'll certainly boost the confidence, boost their USL campaign as well. But that's never easy. Those lower division sides, they're going to make sure that they keep themselves organized defensively. So it's going to be hard for them to break down that team. But they have the quality to do it, and you would think that as a USL squad, they will move on.
One would think.
Yeah.
They do know, having played MLS competition at the outset this year, what they want, and that's another shot. A couple games got away from them in preseason. Could have been real statement makers for Las Vegas, a team that's struggling a hair right now in USL play. Well, it could be significant for them to figure it all out. Ochoa. Cheng comes out to defend. Lifted by Adams, Portugal. That's the ball up. Portugal playing it through. Ochoa is there! Oh. Off the crossbar, saved by Leaker. Alatorre, the follow. Bounces all the way through. Lifted up and away by Ryden. It's remarkable. Las Vegas just can't put it all together right now. And then a dangerous foul on the other side.
That through ball by Portugal caught the Monarchs defense by surprise. It didn't catch Sammy Ochoa by surprise. He just couldn't keep that shot down. You have to credit Leaker coming off, forcing Ochoa to make a quick decision and a quick shot. The technique was a little off and it went off the post.
Masta Cashier set to come on. He has scored some scorchers for Colorado Springs in years past. Making the move, and Josh Hurd comes in, leading Real Monarchs to the castle on the hill here in this one. A 2-0 lead going into the 87th minute. A little bit banged up in this one. He scored in the 22nd minute.
There it is again. Once again, it's Wiki. Joel Wiki with the mistake in the back that leaves a space for Hurd. Portillo sees it, blasts it into space. Perfect way. Good first touch by Hurd. Going towards goal. He is able to finish it there. So the two goal scorers have been subbed off here in the second half.
That's the best way to get a curtain call from our producer, Sharni Yerke.
Score a goal and then get subbed off in the second half, yes.
Tossed into Adu. Adams. Runners making their move. Will this find Cashier? Well, it did, if only for a moment. Alvarez. Torres left it short. Brody upfield, Hernandez. Ball for Cashier. It's deflected. It's Alvarez now.
And the urgency has to go up here from Vegas. You cannot afford to play this ball backwards.
Freddie Adu into space. Adu slipping ahead. Now the cross Calder. Oh, no, Showa. Needed at most a step ladder to get to that. And it's out for a goal kick. Fans stick around after every Lights FC home game. Our players signing autographs and giving the shirt off their back to fans. Their way saying thank you to the fans every night at Cashman Field. Well, you see it upstairs. Come for the 3 points, stay for the Llamas. Well, Real Monarchs and the supporters that made the trip to Sin City are just minutes away from watching their team walk out with the 3 points and continuing their run atop the USL's Western Conference.
And you have to wonder how much the energy that they put in, talking about Vegas here, how much the energy they put in that first half to try to get back those 2 goals, how much it drained them in the second half, because they just haven't been the same in terms of the crispness, the sharpness of the passing, the movement. Just hasn't been the same.
Portillo knocks it away. Four minutes of added time. One goal could start to turn the dial up here a little bit. Streaking in. Thomas still coming. Ooh. Ultimately, Leaker.
Well done by Thomas just to continue going forward. I thought for a minute there he had been a little bit out of control, but he was able to stick with it, keep that ball from entirely crossing the line, and Leaker picking out the angle properly to keep that ball from reaching another player, or at least a teammate of Thomas. Although I think Thomas surprised his own teammates because there wasn't any player in the 6-yard box for Vegas that would have been there to clean it up in case Leaker had spilled it.
Nice incisive ball. Alatorre swung that out. After every home game at Cashman Field, join the lights at Plaza Hotel for the official post-game party at the Plaza featuring the Las Vegas Lights. Show your game ticket. First drink is free. Garduño steers it away from Mare. Well, as it stands, it would be 4 straight wins for the Monarchs, 5 unbeaten. And revenge for a 0-0 stadium opening draw. Zions Bank Stadium in Utah a little over 2 weeks ago.
Well, the sign of a good team is if they can win a game not playing their best, or in the world of soccer, even if they can get a point without playing their best. And Real Monarchs did not play their best. They had 2 chances, 2 mistakes in the back that they capitalized on. And other than that, they haven't played that well, but they capitalized on their chances, and it looks like they're gonna escape or get out of Vegas with 3 points. And that's what good teams do. Sometimes you don't play your best, but if they can find a way to scrape a victory, it's well worth it. So now Monarchs showing why they are the best team in the league.
Cross popped up by Horst. Leaker comes in from behind to make this catch. How about this young man? Big shoes to fill. He trialed out of Memphis, 22 years young. On pace for his 2nd clean sheet in as many starts behind a patchwork defense. Made massive changes in their game last week.
It's like Joel Icky came through, and after the foul, looks like an accidental shot to the head.
It's Casher who's down. Ooh, late head. Yeah. Oh, yikes.
A knee right to that temple area. Looks like that's always dangerous right there. Didn't look, it wasn't intentional. Maybe didn't look that bad. I think Casher selling it a little bit.
Well, Huiki picks up a yellow card for that, and that is, for the season, his 6th. He's already missed a game due to yellow card suspension. Casher is allowed to stay in because it was a yellow card worthy foul that caused the injury that brought the trainer out. Restart from Hernandez off to the corner. Well, El Chalice will return next game. 4 wins in a row for Real Monarchs. The winless stretch, 6 now for Las Vegas in league play. As tonight at Cashman Field, goals in the 3rd from Velasquez and the 22nd from Hurd, enough to pick up 3 points away from home.
Yeah, Vegas deserved much more in the first half, and then Real Monarchs shutting it down in the second half. But Real Monarchs did not play well, did not play their best soccer, and they still managed to pick up 3 points, a sign of an excellent team.
Opportunities galore. Farino, good saves. Leaker, a big shutout on the road. As Las Vegas comes up short, we'll show you how the Monarchs got it done when we come back to Cashman Field.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks Saturday, June 2nd at 8 p.m.
Brought down. Shot ripped in!
Join us at Cashman Field or tune in for all the action on MyLV TV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Guys, basketball's a way of life. A game that puts you to the test. The teammates depend on you. And you got their back.
We got next. Finley Toyota's got your back. From purchasing your first car to servicing your existing one. We're the team that you want on your side. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the catching the ball. Yeah.
Sports teaches us character, to play by the rules, and the importance of having a good team behind you.
The same values we have at our firm.
That's why we're an official sponsor of the Golden Knights, the Lights, and the Rebels.
2 free months of unlimited data? This is amazing.
Yep. Others talk about their network. We let you try ours for free. That's peace of mind.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.
At Metro PCS, we're so sure you'll love our network. We're letting you try it for free.
I just got 2 free months.
Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 months of unlimited data free on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Try us, love us, get peace of mind. Metro PCS, wireless, figured out.
Hello, I'm Governor Brian Sandoval. There's a lot of confusion lately about health insurance. Nevada HealthLink can help you shop for and enroll in a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com to review your options and enroll.
Well, it's disappointment at Cashman Field, and you give the players credit. They're walking over toward the supporters groups. This is not the result they were looking for after a 4-2 victory in the midweek in the Open Cup. They fall to the #1 team in the Western Conference. And ultimately, if the Lights are to make a playoff run, this is the measuring stick. This is the team that, well, everyone thinks they're going to have to go through to get toward a USL Cup. Well, we take a look at the full-time highlights. George DiMattalis alongside Mike Watson. It was the Herd and Velasquez show.
It sure was. 3 minutes in, it is Velasquez able to pounce on the mistake in the back. Jaime getting pressured by Herd, and it forces that turnover deep in there, attacking third, and Velasquez finishing strong, but Herd with a great play to dispossess and put that pressure on Jaime.
And then struggles in the back for Las Vegas at times. They had their opportunities, though. This Thomas aimed at Leaker.
Yeah, the 2 wingers that started for Vegas, Thomas and Drake, actually performed very well in the first half. They were neutralized a little bit in the second half. This is a mistake by Wiki because he comes up, he breaks the line. Look at the hole that's left open there, and Herd is able to read it, get into that space one time by Portillo to send him through, and then it's a goal, the second goal, and that proved to be the killer for Vegas.
Herd's first with the Monarchs. Drives it by Farinho, and it's 2-0 in the opening 23 minutes, but the opportunities continued. This great save by Leaker. Doesn't count for anybody, but nice for the highlight reel.
Yeah, they were in the first half. Vegas was very effective in getting onto the end of set pieces with the headers, but they just couldn't finish those opportunities.
Thomas again out in front, off the face mask.
Another set piece opportunity in which Vegas was able to threaten the goal of Jacob Leaker, but just couldn't beat them. The finishing and those opportunities were rough for Vegas in that first half.
This Velasquez helping to set it up. Chang with a, well, that's going to hurt the Palms tomorrow.
Yes, this is a great play by Velasquez to win the ball. Once again, one-on-one against Garduño. He's able to win the ball, win the possession, and this is a big save by Farinho. He had made a couple of plays that kept him in the game.
He was worth the price of admission tonight. Yeah. And then Hernandez trying to find Mare. Calderon, that's a save, maybe?
You can classify it as a save, but I would say more of a save by Calderon. Look at Calderon dropping back, and he does enough to get a boot onto it. If he doesn't, Mare is there, but that started with a quick counterattack into space, and with the second half substitute, Hernandez receiving the ball from Adams.
Monarchs get the 3 points, deservedly so. They have 2 goals. If there are positives to take away for Las Vegas, it's probably line 2 and line 4.
Yeah, the shots on target and the possession, yes, for sure. They showed that in the first half especially, they could threaten and disrupt or go at that back line of Real Monarchs. But ultimately, Leaker making some big saves. In the second half, Real Monarchs shut them down, and that's how they got the clean sheet.
So it's a 2-game road swing next for Las Vegas away to California, the Open Cup, and then Galaxy 2. They're home next against Colorado Springs. The last home game before the World Cup begins on the 2nd of June. For George DeMatteis, producer Sharni Yerke, director Eddie Suarez, Dean Nevins, and our entire team in Las Vegas, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching. 3rd minute from Velasquez, heard in the 22nd. The champions show their medals. 2-0. Monarchs a winner. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.